Seniac, complicated roundabouts. B. That's why we call you Semiac. Seniac, doing his intro. Me. There's a burning building. Seniac, I'm ready for the comments. Everybody else. Here we go. Seniac goes into tunnel mode. Me. Seeing a metro tunnel at the same height. Me. Seniac, you're a damn fool. Seniac, grab your cup of tea. Me. The English people pronounce wine funny. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the False Kingdom here in City Skylines, where last episode we built a very overcomplicated roundabout function, which allowed vehicles to pass over and get to and from one side of the roundabout to the other without even actually integrating and using the roundabout, which is really good because it frees up all the traffic that's going to eventually be used to go to our transport kingdom, to go to the other kingdoms. Yes, many other kingdoms. Now, while it has solved a lot of big issues and we've cleaned a lot of traffic, it's basically we are future-proofing ourselves for the future when we get more and more population and build more and more stuff up and those underground highways become heavily used. Oh, there we go. There's a little sneak peek of it right there. It's hopefully going to future-proof ourselves. Now, if you guys do enjoy this, I want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you are notified that next episode does come out. Now, again, this is what we built last episode. We had some really bad traffic issues, and I was losing my brain over this little section. It just turned out that I jumped the gun too soon. I tried to fix traffic that all we were doing is waiting for the backlog that got caused by our fixes to clear. And now it's all good. And I appreciate your boy Snowy sending me a little kind of, I think it was like a drawing that you did, showing me how I can deal with no left turns to cross over traffic, if that makes sense. And while that is a really good function and feature, I'm not too sure how well it's going to approach for this, but I do appreciate it. It's something that I might use in the future. And basically he told me that we should create like one-way roads coming in and out on some of them, making them only do right turns. No one ever turns left. But my only issue was their story. If they came in this way and wanted to go over to there, did they go this way and then, or did they go to the other roundabout and back on themselves? Which I suppose if they went all the way across, round the roundabout. Sorry guys, I'm having a conversation with Snowy right now. Just do your own thing for a second. I'm just joking. But yeah, it was quite good. Yeah, I could get it to go away around there, maybe around the roundabout and come back in. It does kind of free up the traffic a little bit, which is pretty good. But I see how this area goes. We kind of get little glimpses of where something like this happens. And then once the vehicles are passed, they all then just moved and then we don't really have any issues. Now, granted, if we did have despawn mode turned off, then that will be a whole world of problems in their own right. But for right now, it seems to be doing okay. Now, in this episode today, I want to focus on expanding some more of Karen's crops and some more of the other industries. As we're starting to get this industrial demand, but you can see from the industrial side of things, they're complaining about not enough raw materials. So one, I want to increase the industrial areas before we then take a look at trying to import more goods. And I might give North Korea, or Northfall as they're known in the game, some rockets. I don't know. We'll see how fruity your boy's feeling a little bit later. So, Karen's crops, and let's take a little bit of a look at what's going down over here. Now, we have a lot of tonnage being created, but not so much tonnage in terms of producing and turning it into flour. Now, we have a couple of factories which are just simply located here, but I want to add in a few more. Now, we do have this little train line here. I don't know how long it's going to remain here and stay here. I'm not 100% sure just yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the road that we've been using throughout the whole of this little area, bring that down to there. And I'm thinking, do I kind of go 6 by 8 across and then by 6 down to 0 to create that little overpass? So if I come out by 5 just there and then run down this way, just so we can get over to this side of the area too. Now, if I do a 7 there, a 7 there, and if I do a full 10 there and there, I'm splitting it all up so it's not all on one road, and see if we can integrate a few more of those little flour factories as we toot along. Now, again, they don't have any animal products here because they are all vegans. They are low-key all vegans right now. So if I have one there, I could squeeze in one there, one there, as a way of trying to keep the traffic to a minimal, as it's all in their own little areas. Does the power connect? It does. And there we go. So that now is added in 6 more, which we've more than doubled the flower production at this point as they bring more and more stuff in. Now, I don't know whether to kind of create this road, then bridging over to connect over there to bypass so there's not too much traffic coming down here and then trying to turn into here to give these guys the goods. We'll play around with a few ideas. So we did last one a 6 by 8. If I do a 6 here by 8, and then the magic would be simply connecting it like that, right? But with the power invested in your boy, what I then do is I bend that road, bend this road to create that little bit of a wiggle passing over. Then we have a nice, delicious flyover route that everybody is going to be happy with. It's a bit weird, isn't it, this? So let me angle this right. Slope objects, and then we do the exact same thing then here to here, maybe? I don't know if it kind of works on this. No, we'll leave that as it is. We'll leave that side as it is. Glorious. Glorious. So there we go. Simplistic, but effective. And at the minute, there's not enough buyers for the product. But that is that because it's not the flour mills, it's the actual factories, not the factories, the production buildings that create the crops. So now that I have more flour mills to use, does that mean they've got more buyers for the products to kind of sell it? Hopefully? I'm not too sure. But we've now upped how many people can potentially work here. Each one of these provide an extra 45 workers, which is going to be a really, really big help for us in the long run, which ain't too shabby. I've got room to squeeze in more worker barracks, so we're going to use this road and bring it down. And if I bring it by 5 there, bring that up by 5, and see if I can just squeeze in as much as I can. Where are the worker barracks? These are really small worker barracks, so we can kind of get away with a lot of this. So I like these ones for the farming area, because it feels like you can kind of borderline go on to create a small little neighborhood in many ways. It's really weird how the farm ones kind of make you feel like that. Throw that to there. I know I've got anarchy on. We'll get rid of it there. So it kind of looks like we create like a small little village in a weird way. But that really then kind of increases the efficiency of this area, thus producing more workers up to 1,700, which should take a little bit of the heat off the industrial area, provide a lot more jobs as well for these guys, and things hopefully can get working. So all these people complain about not enough buys for the products. That issue has now kind of subsided with the increase in production over here. I won't see it equate to money just yet, but we really have now upped the tonnage. So we'll come back a little bit later and see how that is now taking effect. But I want to implement that in other little areas too. Ooh, we got a little sewage issue over here. Looks like we have. And for the 10th gazillion time right now, I'm going to say it, guys. I'm legit going to say it. I need to move this facility. But I'm going to turn on the sewage there so they can get rid of the sewage. That issue should then disappear. Right? Yeah, that's now gone. So, let's take a look at now the oil town industry. And let's take a look at how these guys are doing. So, we still have fair few barrels just being on normal output that we can, turn into or produce some stuff from it. No one's really complaining about there's not enough buyers for the products, which is actually a good thing. So I'm actually going to go against what I want to do. I'm going to actually create a few more oil fields. Kind of, push up the momentum on that side. And I know they're a little bit differently spaced out, but that's kind of okay for the most part. And we're going to go for the big oil drills right now. So one there, one there. We'll kind of then slightly stagger them a little bit. One there, one there. And then bam. Bam. There we go. So big oil drills coming in right now. So we really are maximizing and pushing up everything right now to kind of give the oil town area a big boost. So that will produce more just raw oil to begin with before we add in the additional factories. So that's really increasing our oil fields dramatically right there. But yet we still can't give the oil plant what it needs. Get out of here, boy. Get out of here. So that will increase production on this side then. Like dramatically increase production. It adds a few more workers in, but like the farming industry, we could really do with adding in some more worker barracks. Now, where is the main building? I always forget what the main building looks like for the oil area. Is this it? Yeah, that is the main building right there, isn't it? Yeah. And the worker barracks, do I even have any worker barracks down for the oil industry? Worker barracks, I don't believe I do. Do I? No. So, continuing, we need to create like a little area for the worker barracks. Which this kind of stuff would probably work out really well. But it is quite a tight little space. So, I mean, they don't really provide too much traffic, to be honest with you. So if I did 1, 2 just there. So 2 just there. Because it's all to do with now increasing the efficiency. I could run a load going down there, but I think that's a bit like too much of a tight area. Okay, why don't I utilize this little section? So if I bring up a little side road up by 15. And then we place down on that side road a couple of worker barracks right now. So that power grid was no longer needed, which is fine. So provide more workers, puts it up to 2,700 workers now available for this area. And it really has now started to increase my output on just normal barrels, which also will then stop the imports and we get to use our own stuff. So that is going to be very, very beneficial in the long run. And we could eventually come to a point where we need to create a secondary train line and then connect these going up. So with that in mind, keeping that in mind that we might do that at some point, I'm going to extend that to there. And then I think what we'll do is we'll turn this road here up by 10 straight across. And then if I upgrade this road going right down, that now becomes a main style road to get away from the dirt road as this area slowly starts to build up. That will eventually come down and do some kind of a connection to this little highway over here, which I think we should actually do it now. I know there's a slight decline there in the land, but if I brought that to there, and let's see what kind of bend we can come up with. So an 8 by 8, and at the minute, if I just do a simple T-junction, that will utilize that road leading back over to there, which will free up this area. Even though it's not busy, it just kind of gives us the option to go down that route. But also then links this area to a closer road there. Which at the same time, maybe I think about... Because if you think about it, that's a highway road tearing through, like a national road. Why don't I make this a national road tearing through the middle, which connects down to here? Because it ends there. That might be a good little idea. So if I just simply start it off this road here, because the difference is obviously it has a higher speed limit, and for a lot of people, you know, that becomes a quicker route than normal. So stuff can get to where it needs to get to a whole lot quicker as well. And then I don't think I'm ever going to build on this, so why don't I also upgrade that? Upgrade that road as well. Because like I said, I'm never going to build on these roads. So why don't I just like increase the speed limit so vehicles can move along a whole lot quicker. And if traffic becomes too much here, that's when we stick the roundabout there. But at the minute, it's okay. At the minute, it is okay. So the oil wells are now complaining about there's not enough buyers for the product, basically. So we need to create some more production buildings. It's all our own production right now, so we're going to increase those production buildings. And we're going to extend it off this road just here first then. So I gotta also think about this logically, because it'll be nice to also implement another train line in here. So if this came down to there and then bent and then we kind of set it up over in this area, that would be fairly handy. So if I bring that a little bit further down, there we go. And if I select this point here to connect straight down to there, which is fine, and then we can create like little inlets now, where stuff like this road would connect over. But it's all to create production buildings. So, production building wise, we have a couple of variations. So I got the crapper. Always call it. Is it the cracker plant? Yeah. We got this one, the waste refinery, which is a it's a lot smaller of a building. But the great thing is, if I bring it 2 away, you can back them on one another. Like that. And that produces petroleum, while this one produces plastics. Now this one's a little bit larger than normal, but I can then squeeze that, say, here. And then one just there. Let me see how the road network now looks. So if I upgrade this like that, I don't know whether to connect it there, or does this become like, you know, it filters the traffic around a little bit nicer, a little bit more easier, maybe. It's probably the better option, not to have them all intertwined and connected as much, so we can separate where the traffic is flowing to and from. So more production buildings there, which won't really take the edge off it too much. We've got a couple thrown down right now. And then we're going to create another little system like this that we've got set up. So that is like a it's like a single one-way street. It's this type of road, isn't it? Yeah. So if I could utilize that as well, let's say around this area, and let me pick a spot like here. So if I came up by, is that too sticky out? What is this? It's only 5. Which would what, be here? Yeah. So delete all that there. I'm going to implement now another cargo terminal in. Just there, where this whole little area, right? Oh, I didn't realize it's going slightly uphill. Let me delete that. Right, I'll delete that for now. I didn't realize how steep that incline was going to be at that point. So what I'll do is I'll create, because I didn't want that to come down. Oh snap, I just realized I've got this whole factory completely in the way. Right, move you. There we go. And then, okay, so let me see where the incline happens. It starts happening over here. So really, if I want it in, I want it within this area. So, right, if I use that little section, like that, and then create a 5 all the way down to there, and I implemented that, let's say, just here. So I can bring that over. I can either bring it straight down or have that also go straight past, but then take a little turn off to kind of connect to it. That could also work out very well. But I think I might just end the line there because I don't feel like anything additional is going to be placed over here. Will be like more land and stuff being built and like residential or whatever. But that's a little connection there to keep it all separate from the main grid. We're just going to get this now all connected. So keeping that elevation to the moment we get to here. Right, and it's slightly off by like 2 studs. So what I can do with this is create a little bit of a wiggle bend. But obviously I know the incline is so dramatic, so what we do here is we elevate that train line like that, and then we select the, oh no, okay, maybe we don't. Okay, I'll just do it from here. Yeah, so that's not too shabby. It's not too bad. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad. And then bring this all down to there. There we go. So we have another little import-export area right now. It's a little bit out of the way, but as we build more and more up on this side and around, that might become a designated route. And the great thing is I've got the option as well to kind of create a straight through road. If, like, you know, needs be. And we got plenty of space there to drop another roundabout if it becomes too over the top. But by adding in those additional production buildings right now, hopefully it takes a little bit of the edge off this area. We've still got a fair few to go, so we do need a few more production buildings. What is this area like first, Old Town Corp? So, a lot of plastics going out, not so much petroleum. We could really do with upping our petroleum. So, we'll get to the normal road stuff here. Bring that road out. Bring that road out as well. So, we'll stagger this. We'll do something like... That's by 12 by 10. So then the next 12 would be there, which would be about here by 10. Just to kind of stagger it as we build up this area. So that would go there. Oh, we're not in the industrial area. Let me get that within the industrial area. There we go. So a few more. Are these plastic buildings or petroleum? They're plastics. So one there. We can get one in there. Ooh. See, I knew it was going to be a little bit more than that. All right, delete that. We're slightly going up anyway. So I might as well then just push then in this direction. So we're going to create a little grid section there, a little square going round. And off that then, because we do need to utilize some of these little side road designs a bit more as well. This is probably what I'll eventually upgrade these little dirt roads to be. I might as well just do it now. So as we get more and more money coming in the bank, we can, you know, utilize and upgrade these side roads a whole lot more. There we go. We can really kind of, you know, put some revitalization into this area. As cool as the dirt roads are, they are limited to a certain speed and capacity of vehicle on it. So at least that kind of switches us up slightly. And I like the idea of having the side roads that style as well. Oh, can we not have buses on that? No, I'm sure we can. I'll leave it like that anyway, because obviously that's an important road there. So, water, I need to extend it over again, while bringing that straight down. So I'm putting some work into this oil industry, aren't I, today? Damn. So I want some more petroleum buildings, is basically what I'm saying. So, what if I then stuck this out by 7, stuck that out by 7, to encourage... No, that's petroleum. Yeah. To basically encourage more of these types of buildings. There we go. Again, I'm trying to space it out so, you know, I'm not causing too much traffic issues. How are the storage buildings doing? They're filled to the brim with oil. They really are. So, do I create more storage, or am I just creating more production buildings so we can start utilizing that? Because I still feel like we're producing way more than we need. I could implement some more storage buildings. That's not a problem. But it's just like, I don't know if I need to. So I'll drop a storage building just here. Oh, you know what? No. What I'll do, I'll bring these out by 7. Because I know it's going to cause so much traffic. And I'll drop one there and one there. Now, that is now going to cause a ridiculous amount of chaos in the traffic. Don't be too alarmed. It will eventually pass once those 2 new storage buildings get filled up with oil. But there we go. Implemented all in. This doesn't even have power. No wonder it's not working. So what I'll do for these guys, I'll place down the little kind of solar paneled car parking feature. Just to give them some localized power. So we can use it and get more imports and exports coming in and out. So yeah, ignore the amount of traffic that we've got going on, because it will eventually disappear. it will eventually disappear. So do not fret, you fool. You damn fool. So there we go. Nice little area going to be worked upon now. 4,000 workers you can have in here. Holy smokes. That's a lot of workers. That really is. Now, we still have death in the False Kingdom. This death does never end. So we'll get some better crematoriums all set up. So I'm going to drop one here and here. I'm going to double up on the crematoriums just there. Eventually, I want to fill all this area in with trees and stuff like that. But it's a standard straight road. Pick up all the deceased and get things rocking and rolling. Hopefully, these guys are going to eventually get all of their raw resources. As time's passed on, again, haven't really seen, or there isn't any backlog right now, traffic. There's a little bit of an issue there, but I don't think I've really sorted out that junction, to be honest with you. How is Karen's crops now doing? So a little bit of complaints going on. But that's to be expected. It really is. We're doing as much as we can. So I feel like we need to get some more storage set up. But then again, we've already got quite a bit of storage set up. Comes to a point where it's like, yo, what are you doing, fool? What are you doing? Maybe implement another exportation area around this section. That could always be a good way to kind of get the goods out of here. But I'll give it time anyway. We'll give it time because there's a lot I've just thrown in all of a sudden to make stuff start happening. We just got to give it time. The fishing industry is doing pretty well. We have are these the fish factories? Yeah. They're doing pretty well. Still lots of exports going out. So they're going to they're just simply exporting fish. Is it possible to maybe throw in a couple more factories? So they're like backing on one another there. So if I do one there, do that one on the inside as well. So 2 additional fish factories being thrown in. Another way to kind of create more goods. Things are rocking and rolling. So in terms of money, how well are the industries currently doing? So at the minute, we have the fishing industry making 4,000. We have the oil industry making 21,000. We have the farming industry actually losing money. Now that's not great. That really is not great. So we got to take a look at this and see in which ways we can improve it. Apparently it's losing money. I just made a weekly profit 11,000. Was I looking at that right? Someone's lying here. Either Karen's lying that she's not making that much money, or we're actually not making that much money. That's a weird one. But I feel like we do need to be exporting more goods because it's too localized and central to this one location. And that road there is quite an important through road. So let me see what we can do. I could drop in here. Right, but I'm going to have to play around with this. Let me just delete that road there for a split second. If I added in that road there, it's... yeah, they'll drive up and then drive out. There's no centralized area. I feel like I've done so well, and yet I'm now going to mess up this area with the export side of things. So... no, do you know what? No. We're not going to fall short in this area. Let me get that back in. So what we'll do is we'll do a 10 by 8 over by 10-ish and then down there and across we go. Okay? That's what we're going to do. We're going to replicate the same thing here. So that there was a distance of 15. So we do the 10. Alright, we're getting it all the same. Bam, there we go. And push that across. So it all flies over that road so we can basically extend in the current setup. So with that said, I'll then choose to connect all these up like that just for now, as that road there is kind of connected. And we'll implement the ability to run an additional train line right down. So it's simply going to bypass And we'll only key it through. So it's going to bypass that train station. And then cut in just there. And then it's going to kind of elevate up, wiggle all the way down here, all the way down to this area over here. Which we could implement a little train line in. So that's where we then have to think about where it's going to go. So if I use this little middle section and then came out by, let's say, 30, right? And I can actually do it in a one-way road kind of system. But I think for now we'll just kind of keep it very, very simple. Drop it just there. Now that feels really, really far away from what we've just set up. Now I don't have to have that middle road in just here. So if I just kind of implemented, let's say, that there. I'll keep the middle road for now, like this one. Eventually I could potentially get rid of it. But if I go across by 7 by 8, so it's a little bit better than the 6 by 8 we were doing previously. And if that continues to go down, it'll eventually crash into there. So if I ran that to there, because we've got to then eventually get it connected up to here. And if I chose this to run it down to here. So if I bring that to there, I know that that is then a 17. So if I do an 8, sorry, a 7, like that, that wiggles diagonally. I've then got to elevate this, which I'll do before that line there ends, by 8. So if I then come across to 8 there, I know that there is a 14. So if I do 4 and then that there, that the angles are not as harsh as it staggers around this whole area. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong. But if I do that, I'm hoping that creates, yeah, the node there. So we get a little bit more of a wiggle. There we go. Delete it. So it creates the node. So we get more of a wiggle. That's all I'm pretty much going for. So not only is that obviously on the edge of all this, you might get a few farms and areas that kind of utilize that. And obviously everyone that uses this is one less one using that one. But also, more importantly, I can then extend the farm Karen's crops this way, and it will all, you know, gravitate to this exportation / importation area. Hopefully. Hopefully, he says. So run this across. All good, all good, all good. And the fact that it kind of doesn't integrate with this road is great as well, because, you know, even though it's nothing to do with that road, it just kind of keeps everything all separate and everything's all sweet. Nice. So, vehicles are already on their way over right now to use this import exportation area, which then means I can, you know, no one's going to be getting queued up in the backlog with what's going on over there. It eventually, hopefully, take a little bit of the edge off that as we utilize this a whole lot more. Hopefully then export in twice as much, so then we can make the money, because again, like I said, it is slightly losing money, this place. And I know we're never ever going to see Karen's crops at its full potential because we don't use or create animal products. That is the biggest downfall of Karen's crops in terms of a business within City Skylines. That's just how it is. So that's something that we've just got to pretty much remember. Right, so that little backlog is now going down, but we're about to have a second wave coming in. But that's okay, because we've got people using this. And like I said, train heading out. Many, many, many more exports going out as well, which is going to be sweet. So we'll give that time to kind of get all up and running. As we now take a look at North Fool. Have we now got water issues over here? Holy moly. I don't know if it's because of the big zigzag we've got going down. Water doesn't spread that far. Are we all okay? Is everyone okay over here? Yeah, where's North Fool? Here it is. Dum dum dum. I don't know how these guys are still going. I don't know. But is it the monuments? No, the unique buildings. Yes, the space, well, the Chirp X launch site is exactly what this place needs right now. It's quite a dramatic hill this is here. So I think we'll pause real quick, and what we'll do, we'll kind of slightly flatten it. So I'm going to pick a point, let's say here. I'm just going to trim the top of the edge here as we're preparing for our launch site is what we're doing. Preparing for a beautiful launch site. That water tower is now on stilts. Oh, what happened there? Oh, snap. I've undone the whole thing. Hold on. I'm not sure what happened there. All of a sudden, the game started going to the right. Right, get all this flattened. There we go. And then we have to create our little road going up. Is that going to be big enough? Hopefully, hopefully. So if I chose, let's say, a road going across just here, would that go in pretty well? So it'll go in just there. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. What have we created? I'll kind of smoothen off the edges so it's not as dramatic as it looks. Alright, there we go. So up the brush size. I could do it where it looks like a complete and utter square. On top. This is how you know the North Fool is dangerous right now. Never trust these fools. Never. We'll use this road. Yeah, we'll use this road going up. Dramatic climb. Come out by 5. Where does the bend take place? 5 by 5. Oh dear God, these North Folians are gonna have rockets. Oh dear God. What is going on right now, Seniac? What is going on when you give the North Pole rockets? USA is nervous right now. Holy moly. The great leader, King John Fool, has now, from the palace, can see them building rockets. It's only a matter of time, guys, before we're able. They're constructing a rocket before we can prepare for a launch. Oh, dearie me. It's going to go downhill. Pretty quick. Pretty quick right now. Right, how's Karen's crops doing then? So, traffic looks very minimal now at this point, which is looking good. Making quite a bit of cash. And we are still... Am I looking at the right thing here? Because it still says that the farm industry is not making any income. What is going on? Because we are making a lot of money. A lot of money. I don't know if the game's okay or not. I just don't know anymore. What is real life? But almost, right, almost 50% of the whole income is coming from the industrial areas. Now, I don't know whether they're kind of throwing Karen's crops money into these warehouses and unique factories. If it's classing it as that, it has to be. Because haven't got anything like that good. But we're making some big dollar in some of these areas. Damn, that's how important the industrial areas are to us right now. Very important. Very important. So, Oil Town, how are you doing over here? You still doing good? Peeps are using this little exploitation area as well, which is really good. So as we build up more and more over here, get rocking and rolling. The traffic has died down quite a bit. So, yeah, they're all pretty much 100% full right there. We do need more production buildings and more people using it and exporting more and more stuff. And we'll eventually get to the point where we can export more stuff and build more exploitation areas. But right now, that's a pretty good start. Is all the death gone? All the death has seemed to have disappeared. Wonderful. Wonderful. These guys could really still do with some more raw resources. We need to create more input. Oh, I swear, this game drives me crazy. There, you have more water. Enjoy. Enjoy right now, fool. There we go. There we go. But they haven't prepared yet. But they will. It will happen. You better watch out. You better watch out right now. So, I need to figure out more ways to get more raw resources to the Fool's Kingdom. There's ways in which I can do it. I might technically have to create an outside region connection just so we can import and export goods fairly easy that nobody really secretly knows about. Like how we've done these little underground tunnels to make things as functional as possible. There's ways in which we can do it. We'll figure it all out anyway. But I'm not too sure why they're not classing Karen's crops as part of the industrial area. It's really, really weird. It's 100% classing it as this, unique factories and warehouses. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But it's doing pretty good anyway. It's doing pretty good. I'm happy with how that's now turned out. We've like divided the load really well. Ships are leaving. Nice and filled up to the brim. Lots of exports going out over here too, which we're going to have to start thinking about doing a little train line as well, just to take the edge off the actual hub itself. But things are ticking along quite nice. We've done some sweet progression right there. We've now pretty much future-proofed ourselves with industry, with having quite a big chunk of money coming in. So now we're like making like 50,000 on the weekly coming in right now, which is a lot of cash. I think we're safe to now go expansion crazy. I can invest that big chunk of money that we've got now coming in to build vast, big areas within the kingdoms, which is really exciting too. So guys, if you are enjoying this series and want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new in here, then make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when that next episode does come out. But guys, until next time, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.